Welcome! In this video, do a solo playthrough of Chapter 2 in Dungeon Legends, the Lunar Conjunction. So down at the table, I've got most of our game set up. Our heroes remain the same. As far as our deck, I've got our 10 basic cards. So once again, each character has 10 cards in their deck. We get to go through those 20 cards as a collection and pick out 10 for solo play. And from our previous game, we got to go through our advanced cards and keep one in our deck. So I've kept the Gauntlets of Agility since it gives us options. So we'll go ahead and shuffle this and get our 5 cards. And then as far as our board, in Chapter 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In Chapter 2, I've got pretty much everything set up. Tokens out to the side, pull them out when we need them. Our goal is to observe all 6 moons in the sky. So the moons are going to be in the enemy deck. If we can find one, yep. So what we want to do is when they get to these specified locations, so 6 moons numbered 1 through 6, we've got area 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So when this one gets to the number 3 spot, we need to have one of our heroes with the observatory, and then they can take this action. And for this one specifically, they need to spend a health in order to observe it. Let's see, some others. Yeah, this one is we need to have all the heroes in the same spot. When that one gets to space 6, this one wants 2 movement and so forth. And of course, the monsters are still going to be coming out. So we have the same lose condition. If a monster were to be pushed into our castle, we'll lose. Or if we go to draw a card from the enemy deck and we don't have any, then we'll also lose. And our only path to victory is observing the 6 moons. So our locations, going over the observatory, we have the Master of Traps. We had that in the previous game. We can spend 2 to 5 dust to put a trap in place in one of these 2 areas, dealing 2 to 5 damage depending on how much dust we spend. We have the Astronomer action, spend 4 dust, reveal the top 2 cards of the game deck, return each in either order to the bottom or the top of the deck, but the Magic Eater must go to the top, and the Magic Eater is the big enemy in this one. Got the Focusing Lens, roll a 6-sided die. If we roll a 1, we take a damage. 2 and 3, nothing happens. 4, 5, and 6, we get 2, 3, or 4 dust respectively. Fairy Sanctuary, we've seen before. It's going to start with 2 fairies on it. We can spend 3 to get a fairy, or spend 3 to draw 2 cards. Then the star map will be crucial in this one, spending 4 dust. We can do one of the following 2 actions. We can swap 2 cards or move 1 card to an empty space. So we'll give these a shuffle. On spot 1, we have the star map. And then the Astronomer, Master of Traps, the Observatory, the Focusing Lens, and the Fairy Sanctuary. We've got our fighter starting in 6, sorceress in 5. We'll shuffle to get 2 enemies on the board. On spot 5, we got this one. So once again, 3 health. He's going to ignore the first melee damage coming at him and retaliate for 1. And our bonus down there for defeating, and the Knight of Darkness in the last spot. So our fairies, we get 2. Where was that? At the end. That lets us swap some our player characters, and we get to, instead of rolling a die, we just get to say what the answer is. And the 3 starting out over here, some movement, use a location twice, because normally you can just use each one once a turn. Some ranged at 1 area away, and heal in the dust. And our advanced cards, give this a shuffle. And we get 3 to start with. Alright. Got a little gauntlet, a shield, and the Helm of the North with some healing. And with that, I believe we're ready to get going. Oops, guess I do need to shuffle that in there. Right, now we're ready to get going. Okay, so we're going to have our warrior do a ranged attack and hit this one here. So from here, he's one away, doing 1 damage. And we'll have our sorceress doing 3 melee attack and having a shield. So it's 3 minus the 1, so 2 more damage will be enough to defeat. Goes retaliate, use her shield to block it. We'll get a dust and an advancement card. I'll think of those. I like the ranged and the potential to draw a card, so that goes on top of her deck. And we'll give him some dust. And our first card, hey, it's the one I shuffled in there. So once we get here, and then we need someone at the observatory to either spend a healing or take a damage, I believe. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, we'll have Sorcerer's spin the dust, so we've got 1 ranged attack and draw a card. Do a little damage to that. Let's see. Into movement. And we'll get a dust for each of those. And move there. Alright, next card. Arachnid's coming out, 3 health and retaliate. Push that a little bit closer to where we want it. Draw that card. Terrible, we're replacing this immediately. Another agility. Shuffle and draw 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and use her ally to teleport. And we're going to teleport here. Then spend 4 dust to move a card to an empty space. We're going to move this to 3. And we'll have him spend the health. So we have observed a venturing shard. So 1 out of 6 are done. And we're going to deal a damage and use a shield. Put 1 there. And gain 2 dust. Oh, yes. And for him getting rid of that, gets to pick up a fairy, so that's the reward for each of those. And he'll get the cute little cat for some healing and a dust. Replace that with swapping 2 enemies up in the lineup. And got a bloodsucker coming out with 2 retaliate. Pushing that one down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll have him spin the dust so we can draw a card and get arranged. And use that range there. And use another range. I don't care who's standing there. I cast Magic Explosion. And we'll use a movement and 2 attack with a shield. Takes care of the arachnid and shield against the retaliate to get a dust and a card. I guess we'll get another one of these with options. Then take a dust. And then we're going to spend 4 for this one to look at the top 2, and in either order put it on the top or bottom of the deck. Each hero loses its toughness, or we get to see a phantom. They're not terrible, but they don't help our cause, so put them both on the bottom. Okay, so that's our turn. So now we get to see Cocoon come out, 3 health and retaliate, and a fairy as a reward. Shuffle, we'll get some more. 2, 3. Hmm. Guess we'll spend for some dust. And I guess I'll move over here and use a damage and a shield. So we do 1 damage and take care of the retaliate. And then for movement, I guess move back here. Get a cave troll coming out, the retaliate, and a fairy as a reward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. He's going to spin, so we get to draw a card and do a ranged to finish off the edge of darkness, getting a dust and a card. We'll see what else our option is. Ooh, ranged. You know me, I like the ranged. Put that on top. Replace it with some shields. And we'll do 2 damage in the shield to finish off the cocoon. Get a fairy. We'll take this for the 2 ranged and then immediately spend it. Put 2 damage on this bloodsucker. And we'll get 2 dust. 1, 2, and here, do nothing. Alright, another cave troll. 3 cards. Look at the next fairy coming out. Give someone 3 dust. 2. Alright, we've got, you know what? We'll use this. We'll let him do some damage. Or will we? Yes. So we can do 1 damage, 1 to 3 spaces away. So 1, 2. Finish off the bloodsucker, getting a dust. And we'll take the Medallion of Punctuality, because mages are never too late or too early. Used a magic explosion on our cave troll there. We will gather to dust, spend 4 to take a look at the top 2 cards. Hey, we're good with the Dancing Comet, and the Bloodsucker can go to the bottom. And no one needs to heal. So we'll just move here. All right, comet comes out. We need this to position 6. And then we need to get both of us at the observatory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Hmm. Kind of want dust. I don't want to spend it. So we're just going to do the one ranged attack for there. Um, we're going to have him use the focusing lens to roll a die and see what happens. A1, we take a damage. And I guess we'll use that to heal it back. And for those 3, we will use our ability up here to discard 3 cards to get some dust. Alright. Elven Paths. Place the large portal between spaces 3 and 4. On the hero path, put the 2 smaller portals on spaces 1 and 7. And the weirdness that does is each time your hero passes through the large portal, you gain 1 dust. Portals do not affect the teleport effect. Elven paths are permanent and remain until the end of the chapter. So a hero who moves from space 3 to 4 will go to space 7. And then if you're moving from 4 to 3, you go to space 1. That's going to be a bit annoying. Silly elves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We're going to get 2 dust. And then spend 4. Put this down in position 6. Then I'll use that for the movement. And 2 damage and a shield will take out this cave troll and protect us. And we can get either 2 fairies or a card. I'm going to go with the 2 fairies. One with movement and the one with dust. So we will go ahead and use this guy for the 2 movement. So 1, 2, but that teleports us there, but we get a dust out of it. Then I will use that for 2 movement. 1, 2. And end her turn. Been a cave in. Roll the die and place a cave in token at the indicated number. Fixed. Between the hero and the path, the monster passage, heroes cannot attack a monster on that space. You got to spend 1 to remove the cave in. Oh, we got to spend fight to remove it, but cave in requires 3 fight. So that just stops us from attacking, doesn't do anything with the observatory. Alright, so back to our turn. Shuffle and get 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we'll use 1 movement. And spend these 3 for 1 movement. Now all heroes are in this space, so we can collect the dancing comet. So now we have 2 of the 6. And we'll do a ranged attack from 1 away. And for doing the 6, we get a fairy, getting a bunch of damage or ignoring or healing. We'll take the healing and replace that with that bunny. Okay, the Magic Eater. So ignores our traps. When this card appears, each player puts 3 dust on this card. In the darkness between the stars, something arrived, hungry for magic, and magic is abundant in a vale. Or Avel, however it's pronounced. So 3 from her, and 3 from him. So basically, to defeat him, every time we would do a damage, we get one of our dust back. And that needs to be taken care of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we've got a movement. So move her through here, which gets her a dust, but then teleports to this location. We are going to use him to spend a dust to draw a card and get 1 range from 1 away. Put some damage there. And then have him move to get a dust and end up over here. And 1, 2, 3 attack. We'll use our sorceress to get her 3 back. That's going to be our turn. Lights are out. Roll the die and place a darkness token on the indicated chapter location. Action cannot be used. We need to spend, it's going to be 3 dust to remove that. Goes on spot 2, so we can't be an astronomer till we turn the power on. Four cards, 1 more coming back. All right. It's even got his picture on it and his arm coming in. So 3 damage. Gets his back. And the Magic Eater is dead. Okay. And we will have him spend a dust to get 2 ranged damage at 1 to 3 away. So 2 away. 2 more damage will be enough. And he can get a fairy. I guess I should have used that first. Or I could have had her do it. Yeah. Instead of him spinning, she will spend to unleash the arrows. And she'll get the little bunny. And she'll use that little salamander, I guess, to get 3 dust. And a movement point. And spend 3 dust to relight our lantern there. And then spin that to get a dust back. Alright, now we've got a, hey, killed a cave troll to replace it with another one. At least they have different art on these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have our sorceress. cast a magic explosion. And we'll have our fighter deal a damage and take a damage. Then use his cat to heal that damage and get a dust. Then we'll have, let's see, yes, her get a dust. Use that to get a dust, and we can use a location twice, but we're not going to have enough money for it. And replace it with that one. And spin 4 to look at the top 2 cards. Place sabotage on the observatory. Well, we don't want that happening. Well, we'll keep Kuradar on top and put the sabotage on the bottom. We've got some movement. So, 1. No, let's see. Movement, we'll use her to go here. And use her ability for 2 attack to take on the cave troll. Gets retaliated on. And let's see, we'll take the 2 fairies. We'll take that cat. And we'll use that for ignoring some. Replace. Look at the top 2 cards and put them back in any order, or re-roll a die and get 2 dust. And use her ability to teleport to the observatory. Okay. And that comes out, so we need someone in the observatory to spend a dust and a shield. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to have him spend a dust for this. Got nothing to hit, but draw another card. It's still in our play area. Alright, drawing into more range that we're not going to need. And let him gather a dust. And a pitch 3 to gather another dust. Okay, Bloodsucker comes out. Health of 3 to retaliate. That moves into the location we want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need her to spend a shield in the dust. So we will use that to get a dust. Then spin that along with the shield. So we're halfway done observing. Let's see, we'll get a dust for him. And then he's going to wait a second, move, now spend 4, look at the top 2 cards, and leave that on top, and ooh, that's not terrible. We'll put this one on top though. And then we'll have him do 1 damage 1 to 3 spaces away. And then this comes out, the Umber Worm. And we'll draw 4 cards. One more. Let's see here. Takes 4 dust to get. We will use those 2 to get him some dust. Then use 2 fight and a shield. Will be enough to defeat the bloodsucker. Got the shield for 1, but another one comes through. Get a card. We'll take the ranged. Placing with some more range. Then we'll have him heal. End your turn. Dark Dust pushes this over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we'll go ahead and use that. So 1 range to the left, 2 and 3 damage. And then give him a dust. Into movement. End your turn. Got a threat. Roll a die and place a threat token next to the indicated space of the monster passage. So that's going on area 3. So any monsters that we attack there has an extra retaliate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Give him a dust. Then he's going to spend 4 to move this to an empty space at 5. Now we need to get her 4 dust to deal with that. We're going to spend 3 cards. Discard 3 cards to get her dust. Take 3 dust off this little fella. And spend 4 from the observatory to take care of the umber worm. We are moving right along. We need 1 and 4 yet. And we'll take the one with a reroll a die and 2 dust to replace it. And we'll have her fighter attack for 1 damage. Getting retaliated on, but getting 2 dust ready. End her turn. Got a phantom coming in, 4 health. Ignore our first combat and retaliate to get a fairy. Get 1 card and do some more shuffling. And that guy was beat up a while ago. 2, 3, 4. All right, what's your plan? Get a dust. Move. Spin 3 to get a dust. Spin 4 to look at the top 2. All right, so we've got the Silver Lady. We'll put the spiders on the bottom. We're really going through our stack of cards there. End your turn. Hey, we know what's coming out. Push that over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that one needs 2 movement. We're going to use those for dust here. And then discard 3 to get another dust. Or will we? No, we won't. We'll go ahead and use that for a movement. We need to get there anyway. And then that one has to go to the right, and then we've got that one, so we can do 2 damage to the Phantom. And have that ender turn. Alright, this one goes into 1, so we need a dust and a sword to take care of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So get a dust. And use the sword and the dust to satisfy the red sun. Now we just need 4 left. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay. We will discard 3 to get a dust. Ending her turn. Alright, Magic Storm. Put a random Magic Storm token face down onto each location. The conjunction energizes crystals until they explode in a storm of violent magical discharges. So that is these things. We'll do our best to shuffle cardboard tokens. And we'll put one at each location. Alright, for those, when you use a location with a Magic Storm token, move that token onto the game deck. At the end of your turn, before you draw a card from the game deck, first reveal all Magic Storm tokens on the deck and resolve them, then draw a card as usual. So it looks like 2 of them are going to swap locations around. That could be a pain. Another one, we've got options that are going to help us. Choose a player to lose a toughness, reveal an additional card, get summoned to space 7 at the castle, or regain all of the dust. Okay. It's back to our turn. Some more shuffling. Need to get that moved to 4 and then have her spin 2 boots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Get a dust. Spin 4. This is going to activate the end of her turn. That's going to let us move this to 4. And what was that? 2 boots. Got a movement there and a movement there. Alright, so take an action there. We finish this off. And we have met our goal. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We've got all those, but I am curious to see what these would have done. So at the end of the turn, I guess this happens first. We would have got 2 more threat tokens somewhere, which won't matter. Then we would have chosen for us to each take a damage. And then we would have swapped locations 2 and 4. And that's why this game is good. Even though you're playing solo, you've got 2 people to move around, because these elven chambers or whatever they are really did some stuff to us. All right, so that is it for Chapter 2, the Lunar Conjunction. Chapter 3 will be the Crystal Thieves. And once again, starting that out, we go through and find all our advanced cards, choose one to keep, and that's where we'll start the next adventure. So as always, hope you enjoyed this playthrough. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.